don't go live like that. Okay, as soon as people start coming in, I'll see how the volume is.
Are you on Facebook?
I will be, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm
I can pull up this.
well, Facebook, I'm not worried about the sound on Facebook. I'm worried about the sound on YouTube.
Oh, I can pull up YouTube.
Yeah, I'm going to ask people as soon as there's somebody in. We're having some technical issues because we're getting everything ready to get back in the building. So if you're here on YouTube and you can hear me, because we're not going through the regular camera, I need a thumbs up to know that people can actually hear me. So as you're coming in, if you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up because we're not going through the traditional camera. So I'm hoping that the speaker that I have is sufficient. And we are slide heavy today. Wonder if I should push this forward. Nope, I'm not gonna try new things right now.
I'm getting sound.
Well, I was really close though. How about here?
Yep.
So testing.
You're on.
Okay.
You're
Yay.
on right here.
Okay.
YouTube.
Okay. Turn me off now because that's gonna. Thank you.
I did.
Thank you, John and Carrie, for your help.
If you want me to check Facebook, I will. Those on your cell phone.
Facebook is going to be the same. There's nothing different about Facebook today.
Well, yeah, I could hear you very plainly, very easily.
Wonderful. And it looks, yeah, I got a couple of thumbs up over there. And my guess is there's not going to be too terribly many of us. I think you guys are probably cooking out and doing things, but you'll watch later. All right, let's see. I was going to give the YouTube address here. Watch on YouTube. There. Readable. Is readable a word, everybody?
Yes.
Good. View. Slides. Thanks, Tom. I don't think it's not able to connect to the internet, Tom, so it's not going to work anyway. I wanted to, it's not giving me the option to connect. I wonder how I can get the.
For that reason, it wouldn't give her the option to put in there. You kept saying, connect, but it didn't give her the password.
We're going to go live. Yep, we're going to go live. Hold on. I don't want, there we go. Oh my, everybody. So things are a little bit different today. We are getting ready to be back here together next week. And so I don't have the AV set up that I needed to show you a video that I wanted to show you, a short little video. And I haven't attempted it the whole time. This whole year and a half, I haven't attempted it. But today I was going to, and it appears that that's not going to be possible. The other thing is that our, sorry, ooh, it is very slippery.
Yeah, be careful.
The carpet's just been cleaned, so the floor is slippery. So if I fall, you'll know why. What do I want to tell you? I want to tell you that if for some reason the YouTube connection goes away, please join on Facebook. But I do have slides today, so readable view of the slides is YouTube. So just stay where you are and we'll see what happens. It's after 10, so we're just gonna start. And I don't know about you, but I definitely need to take a breath and take a moment. So I invite you to close your eyes, relax your gaze wherever you are, and just take a breath with me in through our nose and out. In this moment, we are just becoming still. Noticing the ground as it supports our feet. Feeling that support. Feeling the weight of your body in a chair. Completely supported. All of life has conspired to bring us here, right now. We are opening up to the wisdom that lives within us. We are open to hearing from our Christ nature. In this moment, all is truly perfect. Nothing to change. I am here on purpose. You are here on purpose. Whatever feelings you have, whatever circumstance you're in this moment, we embrace it as truly on purpose. Allowing life to live us. One more breath together. And as you are ready, you can open your eyes and we'll go to the first slide, which is the one that I can't show you. So my intention was to show you Plato's cave allegory. And because I did not intend to tell you myself, but rather let the geniuses of TED do it, I will attempt to give you a little synopsis. We're talking about freedom today, right? It's Freedom Day. It's 4th of July. And Plato's cave allegory is a story that is meant to show us where our freedom lies and where it doesn't. And in Plato's cave allegory, there are 3 people that are chained to the wall, and it is very dark. And behind them is a candle that burns constantly. And all they see is the cave wall that is in front of them. And there is a life, a world outside that they have no idea about. Here they are, they were born in this cave. They have known nothing but this cave and this wall that they see in front of them. And so as life goes on outside, as animals pass by, as people pass by, they see shadows on the cave wall. And it scares them, but then they learn to enjoy these shadows, and they believe that these shadows are in fact life. And one of the prisoners, one of the cave dwellers, breaks free, and he goes out of the cave for the first time. And at first he's blinded by the light. He doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand. He sees people for the first time. He sees water and the sun, and he sees animals, and he doesn't know what these things are because all he's done his entire existence is look at these shadows, which he believed to be all that life was. And so he begins to slowly become accustomed to this, to being able to see, to putting his hand in the water. And he realizes that there's this whole world that he never knew about. And he remembers his friends in the cave. And he goes back to the cave because he wants to tell his friends about this beautiful life that he's found, that is outside of this cave. And when he goes there, the friends are very scared of him. They don't understand. He's very excited, and they are very fearful, and they refuse to come with him. They refuse to leave the cave with him. I tell you that story, and I begin with that story because several times this week, what's come to my attention, I actually had someone reach out to me and tell me that one of the reasons why they haven't been able to participate with us here is because they've been told by friends and family that if they do, they will go to hell. And I'm telling this because what happens for us, we are on a journey of self-awareness. What we recognize is that we are all children of God, and that Jesus said we are all children of God, and that Christ nature lives and dwells within us. And once we begin to become self-aware, to see the light of the sun, to see the true nature of the world in all of its beauty, to see ourselves in all of our power. And then we go back and we try to tell our friends back in the cave that, look, I found it. I found this beautiful awareness that we are all one, that we are all children of God. And they look at us as if we are crazy, and they do not understand. If we make our freedom dependent upon other people understanding our journey, understanding what we've awakened to, if we make our happiness dependent upon that, we are doomed. Because you cannot convince someone to come with you into new awareness. Everyone is on their own journey, and they're not wrong. There's no right and wrong here. We're all on a journey, and I am so grateful that I have become awakened to my true nature. Not in every moment, certainly not about 20 minutes ago when I was trying to run the AV and couldn't make it happen. But I have awakened to this beautiful awareness, this beautiful knowing of this connection to God, that I am in God and God is in me, and there is no separation, and I cannot make my life about trying to convince others. I can only live the love that I am and allow them their journey. So the first thing that I want to say about freedom is leave the people in the cave free to be in the cave. They're on their journey, and it's on purpose. And leave yourself free to be on your journey without their affirmation, without their permission, without their blessing. That was the first one. Oh, is my clicker gonna work? That'll be the next fun thing. The next thing I want to talk about with freedom is environment over time will trump your will. So you have this freedom, right? We are becoming self-aware. We are becoming awakened to our true nature, to the power that we have, to the sovereignty that we have, to the love that we are. But if we insist upon being in environments like the cave, we will not be able to continue to embody our true nature. Eventually, where you are and what you surround yourself with will bring you down. One, you cannot surround yourself with people who insist upon the reality of the cave. It doesn't mean you can't spend time with them. It doesn't mean you can't go to lunch. It doesn't mean you can't have a family dinner, but you cannot be constantly around people who insist that life is the shadows on the walls of the cave without it changing you. Not changing you. You can't change. Oh, I'm glad I remembered this. Listen, the process is irreversible. Once you've started to awaken, good news, bad news, there's nothing you can do about it. It's already happening. And if you're listening to this, it's already happening and there's nothing you can do about it. But that's good because it isn't reversible. But you also can't hang on to your freedom if you don't surround yourself with people who know that the cave is not the truth of life, that it's not reality. You cannot be free and ingest mainstream media news and stay positive and free. You just can't do it. You can't ingest it all the time and expect to feel and know and be in touch with your love and your freedom. It's just impossible. What we ingest affects our consciousness. You cannot overspend time on social media and stay present and free in your actual life. And the barometer is different for everyone. And that is why spiritual practice, that is why taking breaths, pausing, meditating, praying, spending time in nature in silence. When you do those things, your barometer will tell you when it's off. I can tell when my voice says, no more Facebook. Time to put it down for a minute. And one of the things that's happened is that social media has become a way of advertising. And so I use this too, everybody. I say it's for work. I'm on it for work, right? Because I have to share Unity stuff. It will still be there when you come back. You cannot stay free and overspend your time on social media. Because freedom isn't on a screen, not even on this one. Freedom is your life. It's found in being present in exactly where you are with what's in front of you. Oh, I love this. Okay, get in alignment. This is Bill Burnett. That is very hot coffee. Wow. Wowie zowie, that's hot. Okay. This is Bill Burnett. He is a professor at Stanford, and he teaches a course about designing your life. And I found this TED Talk that he did, and I thought, this is perfect. This is the formula for freedom. So here we go. First, who are you? Then, what do you believe? Then, what do you actually do in the world? When you put these three things in alignment, you experience the freedom of being who you are meant to be. You must know, who am I? What do I believe? And then how do I live? That's one of the 5 principles in Unity, is that we don't just believe that we are love. We don't just believe that we have a Christ nature. We live from it, right? So we put these 3 things in alignment: who we are, what we believe, and what we actually do in the world. When those things are in alignment with each other, and the way that I've often said this is, when you are the same person in the grocery store, at work, with your spouse, with your friend, with your neighbor, when you are the same person, When these things are in alignment in every arena of your life, it is freedom. I want to remind us here again, because it is so tempting. It is so tempting, especially with people that we love, to want their approval and to change some of these things to get that approval. And as long as we do that, we will never be free. We will never live the life, the beautiful life that we were intended to have. Okay, so here is a tip for freedom. So you can pick like a certain area in your life, okay? Or you can pick your life in general. You can pick your work, you can pick where you live, whatever it is, an area in your life where you don't feel so free. I'm gonna give you a second. Take a breath and just kind of ask yourself, what area in my life do I feel stifled, constricted, not free to be me, to be in alignment with those three things? You got it? Okay, now, this is Bill Burnett too. This is his tip, okay? He actually didn't do it for this purpose, but I really think this is, just come with me on this. Okay, you're not gonna be able to read it because it's way too small, but I needed to fit it on the slide. So I'm gonna read it to you, don't worry. Okay, what do I want to grow into next? Not what do I want to do for the rest of my life. So that thing, that area we're talking about, do not make it, what do I want to do for the rest of my life? How do I want to change this thing for the rest of my life? It's what do I want to do next in this arena, okay? What do I want to do next? And then I love this quote from him. No plan or dream will succeed upon its first meeting with reality. No plan or dream is going to succeed the first time it meets reality. So right there, already tell yourself you're going to fail at this one, okay? There's going to be failure when you try this for the first time. And that's okay when it sees the light of day. But you are free to keep going and to try again. So here's the idea. First, you collect 3 ideas. Imagine, draw, ideate. And you know, it occurred to me, I've done this now, it's almost 4 years. I think it is 4 years. And I have talked to you so little about imagination. And then I looked at myself and I said, you know why, Lydia? Because you don't play with yours. You don't play with your imagination. So this is an exercise of curiosity and imagination. Because as I steeped in this idea of freedom, what I recognized is that imagination and curiosity are the keys that open the door to new things. They're the keys to freedom. So you're going to collect 3 ideas. So you got this area of your life. For me, I'm going to give you the example. I can't even believe it, but we are thinking about moving. Don't get excited. We're thinking about moving literally like half a mile, quarter of a mile away from our house. And the reason why is because I really believe that there's this certain square where there are children that will be very good for my special needs son. So I don't want to move for any other reason than to get him there, right? So in this exercise, what I'm doing is thinking about the freedom to move, because I'm thinking, no, I don't want to move. I want to stay. Okay, so you collect 3 ideas. The first idea is what you're doing right now. So everything as it is right now, write it out, ideate, ponder what that would look like if it were good, if it were freeing, if it was happy, successful, So so for me in this instance, it would be staying in my house. What would that look like? Staying in my house, if it were to work out perfectly and give me what it is that I'm wanting from this move, what would it look like in my house as it is? Okay, so you got me? You following me? I got people in the room, so I'm gonna gauge it by that. Okay, the next is, what is something different? Now name something different than what you're currently doing, right? So this area that you feel constricted in, that you feel like you're in prison in, that you feel unfree in, now you're going to ponder, you're going to ideate, you're going to use your imagination, because these imagination is actually where true wisdom is. Otherwise, all we are doing is looking around, and because we have the power to co-create with God, if we are just using our five senses, looking around, we're just going to continue to create what we see. We're just going to be stuck creating what we see. Okay? So we're using our imagination to look at what would another choice look like? What would another way, what would this other moving look like for me, right? What's the moving look like? And I really want you to imagine it, write it, draw it, paint it. I started doing this in my journal. I started to write it all out. What would this lovely other alternative look like, right? Okay, so we've got what we're doing now, working out beautifully, feeling free with what we're doing now. What does that look like? Now what's something new? And then the third thing is, what would you do if you were limitless? If money, location, occupation, none of it held you back in any way. If you were completely limitless, what would you do with this situation? Picture it, imagine it. What would it look like? Where would you be? Where would you be living? Who would you be living with? Just limitless, right? So you take these three things and you sit with them. You sit with them, ponder them, spend time with them. And then you ask to be guided to your highest good. You have these three things, right? You've played with them, you've used your imagination, which is truly your wisdom, which is truly how you create in this world, right? And you say, I want to be guided to my highest good. My husband and I have done this with our move over and over again. And what we say is, our intention is for the highest good, and we name all the members of our family, and we say, love's will be done. And then we say, hold on. Then we say, if this isn't right, block our path, right? So you take these three ideas and you have to choose one. Remember the three ideas? Remember the three ideas you were playing with? The creation ideas? You choose one and you move forward with it with the following prayer. Love's will be done. If this is not for my highest good, please block my path. Choose one of the paths. Do you hear what I'm telling you? Choose one. And then move forward with this prayer. You collect the ideas. So first it's collect 3 ideas. Then you reduce it to 1 idea. And maybe the 3 ideas suddenly become another idea. And that's the one you go with. But you choose the idea. You can reduce it. You can combine them. But then you decide to move forward, and you decide that the decision is irreversible, right? No going back. I've made this choice. But see, we've also prayed that if it's not for our highest good, that love will block our path. And so here's what will happen. We've chosen, and this is a hard one for us. I don't know about you guys, but one of the things that, my husband and I struggle with is, where do you want to eat? I don't know. Where do you want to eat? Doesn't matter. Wherever. Choosing, guys. Choose. We're so afraid to choose. We're afraid to choose where to go to eat, right? I'm saying be bold, choose, and know that it is irreversible. Over and over again, there's all these studies, okay? And I'm going to botch this terribly, but there's all these studies that show that when people are given a choice, they eventually are unhappy. If they are given, okay, here it goes. See if I can remember it. Okay, so there was a study done, and a bunch of graduate students were given, there were all these art prints, all these Monet prints. And they told some of the students that this is your print, choose your print, and then, that's it. You can't return it. And then they told this other group of students, choose your print, and if you don't like it, if you decide that you don't want it and you want to exchange it, then come back and you can exchange it for another print. And what they found is the students who were told, that's your print, before they did it, they asked them to rate the prints. Which one do you like the best? Put them in order of which one you like the best. Then they brought the students back in that were told they could not return their print. And every single one of those students changed, and their preference was the choice that they made, was the one that they got, right? And then they asked the students to come back in who could change, and they didn't like any of them. They didn't want any of them. In fact, they didn't even want the one they had originally. And that is because when over and over again, when we have the option to be fickle, to change our mind, when we give ourselves permission to change our mind, often it is paralyzing. It keeps us from moving forward. So you choose, you say love's will be done, block my path if this isn't right, and then you move in that direction. And if it is not the right direction, guess what? You'll be pivoted. Life will pivot you. But as soon as you choose, it is absolutely the right choice. Why? Why is it the right choice as soon as you choose one? Because everything's on purpose. So you can't get it wrong. Choose one of your dreams, one of your ways to freedom, and then move forward with that prayer. And you'll be pivoted. And I'll just give you, in closing, I'll tell you this. So here's what happened this week. I, talked to my husband and I said, I really think that we need to move to this one area. I think it'll be so good for our special needs son. And he wasn't feeling it. He's like, I just don't know that that's a great idea. And then we had some roof damage, and the insurance paid for it, and yay, we got a new roof. And so together we had taken a breath and we did this. We said, okay, as soon as the roof is done, we are going to call a realtor. And we took each other's hands and we said this prayer. And we said, if this is not for our highest good, then block our path. Do not allow it to happen. So the roof comes on, and as soon as the roof comes on, guess what happens to me? I change my mind. I don't want to move anymore. And guess what happens to my husband? He changes his mind. He wants to move now. So now we've switched roles. And it's like, we said we were going to move forward with this. We said we were going to allow love to block our path or not. So I say to him, okay, I'll call the realtor on Monday. And I do, and I don't get him, and I leave a message. And when he calls me back, I'm in the middle of work, I can't answer the phone, and his number comes up, on your phone where it comes up. Well, mine says, decline, accept, screen call. I don't know what screen means. I should try that sometime, whatever. Anyway, it gives me those three options, and it says, there he is, very clearly, this realtor. Well, I don't answer because I'm working. And normally what happens when I don't answer is it goes away and it just becomes a notification on my phone. Guess what happened? It wouldn't go away for 24 hours. I restarted my phone and the banner of this man's call, it's as if he's still calling me, is there for 24 hours. So I called him because life said, call, right? Sometimes we really believe that we're stuck. We really believe that we're not free. And what the reality is that we are refusing to choose. We're refusing to choose a direction and to move and allow love to guide the path, to block it, to open doors. So our freedom is found through choice. Choosing a direction and choosing not to change who we are, what we believe, and what we do in the world, not to change those things to get external affirmation, even if it's from the people that we love. Right? So happy 4th of July. The keys to freedom, everybody. Tools and the cord. Oh, everybody. I just need to take a minute, and I really wish this wasn't hot because my throat is dry. I'm going to try one more time. Oh, but the wet feels good on my throat. Okay. Oh, guys, maybe all of the craziness that you're kind of unaware of that happened this morning is because this is it. This is the finale. Thankfully, the Lydia show has come to an end, and we will be together again beginning next week. And we still will do the live. Our youth programming is going to begin in the fall. Our music in all of its newness and amazingness and awesomeness will begin in the fall. And I've been instructed to inform you guys because I think I haven't necessarily laid this out very well. But one of the reasons why, really the biggest reason why we're not doing the music till the fall is because we are going by the CDC guidelines and also the Wisconsin Council of Churches. And it says that singing in this space is not safe yet. So that is why we're doing it. And I have only talked about the unveiling of this new great music program. And so apparently that message was lost somewhere in there. Your email blast has a message from the board about next week. So please check your email blast. Okay, I did announcements in the wrong spot. But that's just the kind of day it is, everybody. Let freedom ring. I am free to do announcements before the Daily Word. Okay, so this is the Daily Word. You can find it at dailyword.com. It's a Unity Worldwide publication, a daily devotional. And today, the word is freedom. And the affirmation is, in thought, word, and action, I celebrate my freedom. There are many ways to feel free. I may work hard to become financially free. I may plan trips so I can freely explore the world. I may commit to learning for intellectual freedom or exercise my body for greater freedom of movement. Even as I do my work in the world to know freedom, I remember that I am always free at the level of spirit. No situation or circumstance has power over me. Every day and in every area of my life, I live from my divine nature, where I am wholly and completely free. Through my inner powers of understanding and faith, I recognize and embrace empowering beliefs. My spiritual gifts of strength and release keep me on course and help me free myself from habits that derail my spiritual growth. Through God within, I am grateful to be free. And then the verses, Galatians 5:1. I love the word Galatians. I don't know why. Okay. Galatians 5:1. For freedom has set us free. Okay, and this is where the announcements go. I can give you an update on the youth gathering that will happen this Friday. It's a parking lot party from 6:30 to 8:30. There will be popcorn, popsicles, and games. So, this is open to our Unity kids. It's open to all families, any family. If you have friends, your kids' friends, bring them too. It's going to be a time of getting together because we want to make sure that all of our families understand that come fall, we will have a set up for you. And we have not forgotten about our Unity kids. And in a minute, we're going to affirm them. So come Friday, 6:30 to 8. 6:30 to 8. I'll be there with my kiddos. And it's in the parking lot. Oh, weather permitting. So if it is raining, don't come. I'm not coming, so you shouldn't come either. All right. Our vision. A world powerfully transformed through shared spiritual awakening. And our mission, advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living. And our values, abundance, acceptance, community, diversity, integrity, joy, and love. And we celebrate our children with this affirmation. Unity of Appleton sees the divinity in all children and nurtures their unfolding spirituality. And we'll have our moment of gratitude. So gratitude is an energy that lives inside of us all the time. So I invite you now in this moment to close your eyes and bring to mind a person, a situation. Maybe it's this new plan for freedom, but something you feel grateful for. Bring it to your mind. See it. See the person. Smile. And say, thank you. Thank you. There it is. We tapped into our energy of gratitude, ensuring that we are drawing towards us more things for which we can feel grateful. Thank you all for continuing to give. We are so glad that the fundraiser went so well. The Back in the Building fundraiser went so well. All of the funds are going to getting us back in the building. We have the beautiful gift of this building, and it is an old building, and it needed some things, and we have been able to do those things because of that fundraiser. And then, in order to continue our operations, we need you to continue to give. So thank you so much to all of you for continuing to give weekly. You are making sure that we remain abundant, and you are the reason that we are able to be here together again July 11th. When we left here March something 2020, we knew that we were going to be here or not. And we believed, our board knew that we were going to be here. And oh my goodness, are we ever here? 2 PPP loans. We own the building now. We are here. All right, so let's do our affirmation because I want to yell like a cheerleader. Unity of Appleton is alive with the energy of spirit and the flow of divine abundance and radiant with unlimited possibilities. And our celebration of giving and receiving. Divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I joyfully give and willingly receive. I give in love, and I trust God as my source. All right, so we'll do our final prayer for protection, and then I'll see you on Zoom, and then I'll see you next week in person, in the flesh. Can't wait. All right, our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Okay, everybody. Happy 4th of July. See ya on the Zoom. See ya on the Zoom, everybody. See ya on the Zoom.